The day began like any other. Children walked to school. Workers rushed through busy streets. Ships left Earth's orbit with peaceful morning routes. Humanity had no idea that everything was about to change in the next few minutes. It started with a strange shadow moving across the sky. At first, people thought it was a weather change or maybe a satellite glitch, but the shadow did not move like a cloud, and it did not fade away. Instead, it grew darker, wider, and heavier. Streetlights began to flicker. Birds flew in confused circles. Anyone looking up felt a cold shiver run down their spine. Then the sound came. A deep, mechanical vibration rolled across the sky, shaking windows and rattling cars. It was not thunder. It was not an earthquake. It was something far worse. Something not from Earth. At that moment, the global emergency network activated. The screens on buildings, phones, hover pads, and even old televisions lit up with a red warning message. Unidentified megastructures entering. Earth orbit. Remain calm. Shelter indoors. But people did not remain calm. They ran, they screamed, they stopped in shock. The world froze as dozens of massive alien warships broke through the clouds like dark mountains floating in the sky. Their steel bodies glowed with purple energy. Their engines sounded like giant beasts breathing. These were not scouts. These were not explorers. These were conquerors. Then everything became silent. Dead silent. Not a bird chirped, not a machine hummed. It felt like the whole planet was holding its breath. A giant hologram flickered above Earth. It was the face of a tall, silver-skinned alien with 4 glowing eyes. His expression was cruel, proud, and full of arrogance. He looked at humanity the same way a king looks at prisoners. He spoke in a deep voice that echoed across every home, screen, and city on Earth. People of Earth. I am High Commander Syraxis of the Xeric Dominion. You will kneel. People gasped, some cried. Some stared with wide, fearful eyes. The Dominion was known across the galaxy. It wiped out civilizations with ease. It ruled over 100 worlds. Wherever their ships appeared, surrender followed. Commander Syraxis continued, You have 1 hour to accept Dominion rule. Refuse, and your world will burn. Your cities will turn to ashes. Your people will become dust. Then the hologram vanished. The ships remained, waiting like predators, studying their prey. Inside an underground base, far beneath London, Earth's Defense Council was already gathered. The room buzzed with tension. Maps of Earth, space grids, and alien ship positions glowed across the large holotable. General Aiden Ross stood at the center. He was in his early 40s, calm, strong, and respected. His eyes were sharp, focused, and filled with an anger he did not try to hide. He had seen many battles, but nothing as terrifying as the sight above Earth now. Aiden looked at the council members' leaders from every major human colony. We all saw the message, he said. The Dominion thinks we will kneel like the others. They think Earth is weak. They think humanity fears them. Do we have a choice? One council member asked with a shaking voice. Their ships are powerful. Their weapons are unmatched. We cannot fight them. Aiden pressed his hands on the table. We can, he said in a low, steady tone, and we will. The room fell silent. Aiden clicked a command, and a hidden file appeared on the central screen. Project Firestorm classified. Eyes O&L, when the council members whispered, surprised. Only a handful knew what this project was, Aiden explained. For years, our best scientists and engineers have worked in secret. They created a new kind of human fleet. A fleet powered by solar core fire technology. A weapon that can burn through any known shield in the galaxy. A weapon even the Dominion cannot predict. The room filled with shock and disbelief. You mean humanity has a secret armada? The council member asked. Aiden nodded. Yes, hidden behind Neptune. It's waiting for activation. But using it means war, another leader argued. Billions could die. Doing nothing is worse. Aiden replied firmly. We kneel, humanity becomes slaves. Our children will grow up under the Dominion's chains. We'll lose everything that makes us human. He turned toward the large world map behind him. I will not allow that. Far above Earth, the Dominion ships began to charge their weapons. Purple beams shimmered as giant cannons prepared to fire. The countdown continued. The world watched in terror. In Brazil, a mother hugged her young son, telling him everything would be fine, even though she did not believe it. In New Delhi, a group of workers stood on a rooftop, staring at the glowing ships with silent fear. On Mars, miners were ordered into bunkers as alarms echoed through the red sands. Humanity was scared. But beneath that fear was something stronger: anger, pride, the desire to fight back. Back in the command center, Aiden gave the order, "Activate Firestorm Fleet." A communications officer hesitated. "Sir, that means full war." Aiden looked him dead in the eyes. "The Dominion already chose war the moment they demanded we kneel." The officer nodded and sent the encrypted signal across the solar system. The lights dimmed. Screens flashed. A message appeared. "Firestorm Fleet initiated." Preparing for deployment, Aiden breathed deeply. "Humanity will not kneel," he whispered to himself. Outside, the Dominion ships continued counting down. 50 minutes left, then 40, then 30, across Earth. People prepared for the worst, but also something else. Hope, because deep in space, fire was waking up. A fire built by humans. A fire strong enough to burn the sky. And for the first time, since the Dominion ships arrived, humanity was no longer afraid. Asterisk, the countdown continued like a slow drum, forcing fear into every human heart. 29 minutes left. 28. 20-7. The Zarek Dominion ships floated above Earth, like giant shadows waiting to swallow the planet whole. Their purple lights flashed in sharp, angry pulses. Their cannons hummed with deadly power. Every sound, every vibration, every movement in the sky felt like a warning that the end was near. But something else was happening, something the Dominion did not see, far beyond Neptune. In the deep cold of space, a secret awakening began. Inside the Firestorm hangar, thousands of human ships powered up for the first time in full battle mode. Their engines glowed bright gold, their hulls reflected burning light like small artificial suns. Lines of pilots rushed through metallic corridors, helmets under their arms, faces serious and focused. One of them was May Aurora, a young pilot from the Lunar Academy. Her heart beat fast, but her eyes stayed sharp. She had trained for 3 years. But she never expected her first real battle to be against the most feared empire in the galaxy. May climbed into her fighter, the Starflame 07, a sleek ship shaped like a burning arrow. As she sat in the cockpit, her hands shook slightly. She pressed them against her chest and whispered to herself, "Fear is normal, but giving up is not." Her screen lit up with General Aiden Ross's command. "All Firestorm units, prepare for hyperspace launch. Earth needs you." She took a deep breath. "For Earth," she said softly. Then the lights turned red.
Oh.
The entire hangar rumbled. A massive countdown began. Firestorm Fleet, jump in 10. 9, 8. May gripped her controls. Pilots across the hangar did the same. Engines screamed with power. 3, 2, 1. Launch. In a single blinding flash, the Firestorm Fleet disappeared into hyperspace. Earth under threat back on Earth. Tension reached its breaking point. The Dominion ships prepared full planetary bombardment. Their cannons stretched out like cold metal spears. Their systems locked onto major cities: Lagos, Rio, Karachi, New York, Beijing. High Commander Syraxis watched the countdown with a cruel smile on his metallic face. He believed humanity had no hidden strength. He believed humans were only good at fear. He was wrong, very wrong. In the underground command center, General Aiden received a blinking signal. A message. A code only a few people on Earth knew. Fleet in position, ready to engage. Aiden looked at the council. This is it. All we need is the right moment. "What if the fleet is not enough?" asked one leader. Aiden's voice remained calm, but his eyes held fire. "Then we go down fighting. But I believe in our people, believe in our ships, and I believe humanity will survive today." Just then, the Dominion countdown hit 10 minutes. Sirens screamed across Earth. Families rushed into shelters. Hospitals moved patients underground. Students were taken into safe zones. The world waited for the sky to open in fire. But no one expected what came instead. The firestorm arrival space around Earth shook like rippling water. Bright golden cracks tore through the darkness. Then boom, the firestorm fleet burst out of hyperspace behind the Dominion ships. The sky lit up with blazing gold. Dominion officers panicked, shouting commands, scrambling to understand what was happening. "What is this?" Zarek Captain yelled. Syraxis's four eyes widened. Human ships. Impossible. They were never supposed to have this technology. But it was real. Thousands of human firestorm ships rose in perfect formation, engines burning with golden fire. They formed a glowing wall of light behind the Dominion fleet, cutting off their escape. General Aiden's voice echoed through the fleet channels. "Firestorm fleet. Attack." May's ship shot forward like a streak of sunlight. Her heart raced, but adrenaline replaced fear. She could feel her ship responding to every breath. Every thought, human ships fired first. Thick golden beams sliced through the darkness, hitting Dominion shields. But these were not normal weapons. These were solar core fire blasts. They burned hotter than any plasma weapon in the galaxy. Dominion shields cracked instantly. May fired. Watching her beam rip through an enemy cruiser like a hot knife through ice, the Dominion screamed. "Their weapons our shields can't hold." How did humans build this? A larger human dreadnought, Horizon's Fury, launched a massive blast that shattered 3 Dominion. Destroyers in one-shot Earth watched in shock and hope as the battle was broadcast across every screen. For the first time since the invasion started, people cheered. Children smiled. Soldiers in shelters raised their fists. Humanity was fighting back, the Dominions. Desperation, but the Dominion was not defeated yet. Syraxis slammed his fist onto his armrest. Prepare retaliation. Target their new fleet. His ships turned, cannons glowing bright purple. Aiden watched from Earth. Everyone brace. They will hit hard. The Dominion unleashed a barrage of energy blasts. May twisted her ship, dodging shot after shot. Her screen flashed red warnings. A blast hit her wing and sent her spinning. Her breath caught. Come on, control, respond." Her ship jerked, stabilizing at the last second. Nearby, her squad leader Captain Rowe destroyed an enemy fighter just as it aimed at May. "Stay with me, Starflame 07. He shouted. "I'm still alive," May managed to say, her voice shaking but strong. The fight grew brutal. Explosions filled space. Humanity and Dominion forces clashed with everything they had. But slowly, steadily, humanity pushed the Dominion back. A terrifying turn just when victory seemed possible. The largest Dominion ship, the Eternal Tyrant, moved into position. Its core lit up with a deep, dark purple glow. General Aiden recognized the readings instantly. His face turned pale. No, this cannot be," a council member asked. "What is it?" Aiden whispered, "A planet killer beam." Everyone froze. Back in space, May stared at the massive weapon forming. Even from her cockpit, it looked like a growing storm of death. If the beam fired, Earth would be gone. No more cities. No more oceans. No more people. Nothing. Just silence. Humanity refuses to kneel. Andy stood tall, his voice strong. "Listen to me. This is humanity's moment. We fight with everything we have. Earth must survive." He sent a final command to all ships. "Firestorm fleet. Full charge. Protect the planet at all costs." May tightened her grip. Her fear melted away. She felt something. Stronger purpose. "For Earth," she whispered again. Every human ship turned toward the planet killer. Engines roared, weapons glowed. Hope burned like fire. And the final battle began. The planet killer continued to charge. Growing brighter and darker at the same time, it pulsed like a giant heartbeat of destruction. Every pulse made Earth's oceans tremble. Every vibration shook satellites out of orbit. The weapon was so powerful that even the stars seemed to dim around it. Inside the Eternal Tyrant, High Commander Syraxis stood in silence, staring at the power he was about to unleash. He smiled slowly. A cold, cruel smile. He pressed a command. Target Earth's core. Prepare to fire. Earth holds its breath in the underground command center. Alarms screamed so loudly that the room shook. The screen showed the planet killer's energy level rising fast. 10%. 20, 30. 40. Aiden Ross's jaw tightened. He knew this weapon. He had seen simulations. If it reached 100%, Earth would vanish in a single burst of purple fire. No last survivors. No escape. No chance. One shot. One end. He steadied his voice. We stop that weapon now. No matter the cost. The council members looked at him with fear, but also trust. He was the kind of leader who stayed calm when the world was ending. Aiden opened a channel to all ships. His voice echoed through every cockpit. Humanity. Listen to me. We have come too far to fall here. You fight not just for Earth, you fight for every child, every family, every dream we protect. The Dominion wants us to kneel. But we are humans. We stand. The firestorm charged in space. May Aurora felt the fire inside her chest grow stronger. The planet killer shone like a giant sun of destruction, but she did not feel fear anymore. She felt clarity. She pushed her controls forward. Her ship glided into formation with hundreds of others. Her squad leader, Captain Rowe, spoke. Firestorm units. We have one mission: destroy that weapon. May, stay close. I will, sir, May replied. But she already knew something. She knew she might not survive this battle, and yet she did not step back. The Dominion fires first. Suddenly, the Eternal Tyrant unleashed the first wave of fire. A thick purple beam shot across space. Hitting several human ships and vaporizing them instantly, May gasped as bright flashes filled her screen. Friends, pilots she had trained beside. Gone, Captain Rowe shouted. Evasive maneuvers. Spread out. Human ships scattered, engines roaring. Trails of gold carving bright lines through the dark sky. Dominion ships swarmed in. Lasers filled the void. Explosions burst like silent fireworks. Humanity fought with everything: fear, courage, love, anger. It was chaos, but it was beautiful. Aiden's plan back in the command center. Aiden studied the planet killer's structure. The weapon had one weakness: a narrow energy core deep inside the device. Only a small fighter could enter the opening. Only a daring pilot could reach the core, and once inside, the pilot would need to overload their ship's solar core engine, sacrificing themselves. Aiden closed his eyes for a moment. He did not want to send anyone to death, but Earth had no choice. He opened the fleet channel. We need one pilot to enter the weapon and destroy it from the inside. The channel fell silent. Then a calm voice answered, I will do it, Aero Captain. Rose shouted instantly, May, absolutely not. You are too young, her voice was steady. Sir, you said something earlier? You said humanity cannot fall here. Let me help make sure of that. Aiden listened silently. His heart tightened. She was brave. Too brave. He spoke softly into the channel. Pilot May Aurora, are you sure? Her answer came without hesitation. For Earth, I will go. Aiden closed his eyes. Then go with honor, pilot. We will cover you. The final run, May turned her ship toward the planet killer. It looked like a giant fortress of death, glowing with dark storms of energy. Enemy fighters noticed her immediately. Stop that human. A Dominion captain screamed. 5 enemy ships chased her. Captain Rowe's squad went after them. Rowe destroyed one. Another was hit by a golden beam from a human dreadnought. 2 more were blasted apart by May's allies. But one Dominion fighter stayed on her tail. It fired again and again. May's ship shook violently. She dodged with every bit of skill she had: barrel rolls, sharp turns, sudden drops. Captain Rowe shouted, Hold on! I'm coming. But he was too far. The enemy fired one last shot, and May made impossible move. She shut her engines for half a second. Her ship fell. Drifting dead in space, the enemy blast flew past her. Then she reignited her engines and surged forward. She reached the opening. She was inside the planet Dash Killer. Inside the beast, the interior was a terrifying maze of purple electricity, moving machinery and rotating metal rings. May navigated through tight spaces no wider than her wings. Sparks shot across her path. Explosions burst behind her. Warning alarms screamed. Inside her cockpit, her hands moved fast and steady. She finally reached the core, a swirling storm of unstable energy. Her ship's screen flashed red. Core detected, overload required. She took a deep breath. Her voice shook just a little. Goodbye. Earth, please live. She pressed the overload command. Her ship glowed bright gold. Solar fire built inside her engine. Her cockpit filled with burning light. She whispered the last words she ever spoke. For Earth. And then a blinding explosion. The sky breaks open. The entire planet killer cracked like glass. A storm of golden fire burst outward, tearing through the weapon structure. Ripping it apart from the inside, the eternal tyrant exploded in a massive shockwave of fire and light. Dominion ships nearby shattered into pieces. Earth's sky glowed gold. Humanity watched. Humanity cried. Humanity cheered. The end of the Dominion with their leader dead and their greatest weapon destroyed. Dominion forces panicked. Aiden gave the final order. All ships finish this. Human warships unleashed everything. Golden beams. Missile swarms. Solar fire engines burning at full power. The Dominion fleet fell one by one until the sky was quiet. Earth was safe. Humanity stands tall as the fires faded. General Aiden stood before a world broadcast. He looked tired, sad, proud. He spoke softly but powerfully. Humanity does not kneel. Not today. Not ever. Across the galaxy, hundreds of alien civilizations watched that message, and for the first time, they feared humanity. Not because humans were monsters, but because humans were something far more dangerous, unbroken.